Here we are. We're in the Hall of Heroes, and we're going to pick up our unclaimed Year of the Dragon reward. This was a big update that we got. Update 72, balance the scales. So it's the beginning of the 19th anniversary. We're going to take a look at all this stuff. And for the 19th anniversary, they are celebrating with a bunch of things. It's in House Fjarlin. I think it's the same quest. I haven't heard that there's a new quest, but we're getting a bonus 19% across the board on heroic, epic, renown, reaper, and crafting, which is really cool. That's great. We're also getting a champion hunter weekend that's coming up in a couple weekends from now. And those are always fun because the Mysterious Remnant vendor does sell a lot of really interesting extra stuff. If you have extra Mysterious Remnants, it's worth sort of taking a look at that. Is there anything that's going to make your game super crazy? Maybe. Free access for Cormyr is continuing through April 15th, and you can do the Lanterns in the Mist event. Until then, they have reworked the Head of the Beast to be less murderous, which is pretty cool. Dragon Disciple is the archetype that I'm going to pick up right now, and then we're going to see if I can modify my Monk Thrower into something that works, because I have a feeling, based on what I read, that my Monk Thrower build is officially RIP. Like, I have a feeling they killed it 100% dead, so unfortunately, which is too bad because it was super fun. We're getting free anniversary gifts. I have to go talk to the genie to get my gift. I will do that right now with you guys here. This is the monk they changed monks in general. So monk itself got changed. So behind the scenes of monk, every attack you did had like a combo builder finisher system, and it was extremely complex according to what they said behind the scenes. In the game, it was actually like you do like 3 light fists in a row and you got an effect or something like that. But they retired that entire system and they made it a lot simpler. So now it's going to function a little bit more like normal melee, which I think is good and bad, because it bad in the sense that that system was very sort of, even though it was esoteric, a lot of people liked it, and it has been what I think they introduced that as monk in 2009. So it's been in the game for long enough that a lot of people have played it. Monk was at one point like one of the most popular classes, but so now it's been completely rebuilt, and the way that they do things, like, it's great that now you can do Quivering Palm on Strength, Dexterity, or Wisdom. Stunning Fist now works on Strength, Dexterity, or Wisdom. The Unarmed Strike feat will give you power if you're centered and using hand wraps. That's cool. Like, all this stuff looks good, but whether or not they actually come out stronger, we need to see. It sounds great that they reduced the action point costs across the 3 trees. That's really good. It sounds like they modified the tier 5s. That's really good too. We won't look at all this. You can go through it if you play a monk. And this is the new archetype, Dragon Disciple. Dragon Disciple is kind of like a fighter magic user version of a monk, basically. So you do like melee attacks, but you also have access to different magic. And the magic is elemental based. So it's like fire, electric, that kind of stuff. They have a spell book. They have spell power. They're using wisdom as their casting stat. To use the spell book, you have to be centered. Now, I wonder how this is going to play into Grandmaster of Flowers, right? Like, there's SLAs in the tree that cost spell points. So they really are like a legit fighter magic user. This is not... So somebody pointed this out when they first introduced this on the test server. Like, why isn't it all tied to key? Why do they need spell points if they are monks, right? Aren't they generating all of their attacks and everything through key? So now this class, like, this archetype really is going to be doing something that I don't think any other class does, where you have to manage now 3 pools of resources. You're managing your hit points, you're managing your key, and now you're managing spell points, which some people do that in epics when they splash into a destiny tree, but it's just like, not beginner friendly is like a good way to say it. It may be super confusing for like a new player to try to understand. It looks like they use spell components from rangers, like, so that makes it even more dumb, because that means if you were to become a dragon disciple, if you didn't have ranger components on you. So hopefully they update. What I mean by dumb is they say ranger components on them. They don't say monk and ranger components. So hopefully they update the components to meet, so it's easily identifiable by somebody who's new to the game that that's the component that they need, right? Like, that's fair. But so they are like a real fighter magic user. So you can see here, cold, electric, acid, poison. And they do these bursts. The damage is 1d6 plus 1 per caster level. It looks like the max caster level is 10. I'm not so sure why that's the case, but we'll have to just play it and see. Maybe it's like multiplied later on by something. Level 2, it looks like the caster level is 30, so that's good. So maybe that was like the tier 1 SLA. This is the tier 2. Tier 3 is Dragon Breath, basically, which caps at level 20. So we have a Dragon Breath. We have a burst. All right, so I understand what they did. They gave us a small burst, which basically is like a burst of damage around you, like energy burst. We've had that in epics. They gave us Dragon Breath, which shoots a cone in front of you. They gave us another burst, which maybe this one has like a wider range or something. We just have to play around with it. But it looks like it does a lot more damage than the lesser burst. It says here you gain 5 SLAs. Okay, so that's good. So you can cycle through all the various SLAs. All right, yeah, so we'll have to mess around with it. And then it looks like tier 5 is a draconic devastation, peace and destruction, perfect disciple, shining and perfect breath. So this stuff all boosts like spell DC, breaths, crit chance, competence and hit points with weapons. And then you gain 5 SLAs, 1 in each element, all share the same cooldown. So you would like pick whichever element you wanted to use. They also have a activation cost of key. Yeah, we're gonna have to play around with this, man, because like if these SLAs cost key and spell points, that's gonna be something that they haven't done before. Good news is that they changed the way reincarnation system works. They made it a lot cheaper. So anybody knows if you did like life 1, you only needed 1.9. Then on your second life, you needed 2.8, and then on your third life beyond, you needed 3.8, which is double what it was at life 1. So it made your journey through heroics, 50% slower. And it's the reason that I don't really like heroic questing, because on my main, I have all the heroic past lives. I don't have all the new archetype heroic past lives, but I have a completionist. So for me to level up heroics, it's 3.8 million XP. It just takes forever. It's twice as long as when I first started. And so if I make a new tune, I can get to level 20 that, super fast. Well, they changed it. So it's really not going to affect me because I have more. I'm way past my 7th life. But for somebody just starting out, it does allow them to grab the first 4 past lives reasonably quick. That's great. That's really good. Then the next 3 lives would be just a little bit more. So like they basically made it so that new people who wanted to jump onto the TR train, acquiring heroic past lives, could grab the first 8 reasonably a lot easier than it has been, right? It's like the time to do that is a lot less. And then they did performance enhancements in here for different quests. Party Crashers has needed to be changed for a while. H46, good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. Vorpal on hand wraps is now Vorpal. That's good. Unarmed Strike, 5 melee power. That's good. So maybe they tried to like boost hand wrap monks. I hope. Hand wrap monk was like super fun way back in the day. I used to love it. VIP reward problems they fixed. Racial tome they fixed. Lantern in the Mist, Head of the Beast. That's what I was saying. Lantern's Head of the Beast now is less of a beast. They nerfed it basically because it was just way overtuned. So that needed to happen. That's a good thing for anybody doing the Lanterns event. And then the last one here, this is for anybody who does hardcore, who does the Thousand Teeth Lair cheese, where you run over and you solve all the puzzles before you activate the quest. It made the quest super easy to do because you could solve all the puzzles with the force fields up and then activate the first one, and it would pop the entire quest and the boss would pop up, and then you could kill everything and the quest would be over. It made it super easy. Now you're gonna have to do it like you're gonna have to solve one puzzle, kill all the stuff, jump to puzzle 2, kill all the stuff, jump to puzzle 3. It's gonna make the quest take a lot longer and be a lot more dangerous because one of the I think it's phase 2, you have to fight the crocodile, and if you're on hardcore, you don't want to fight the crocodile because he does a massive like his bite attack does a massive amount of damage. So that's sort of an L for hardcore people. But for the normal game, yeah, I guess you could say they're fixing a bug. From my perspective, it's, you know, there's other stuff I think that they could focus on than fixing something like that. But it does change the intent of the way that the quest was created to function. So I kind of understand why they did it. Nice. Head of the Beast got you. Skull Lantern, literally the first few minutes of an epic quest. Yeah, were you able to kill it yourself? So here we are. We're going to talk to this, claim our reward. And so now we claimed it, and I'm just going to basically go over here and talk to these other NPCs just to make sure that I flagged myself for whatever changes there, and I'm just gonna go over the list here and try to claim everything. I don't need all this stuff, but you never know. It's possible. I keep misclicking. All right, got my dragon footprints, got my cosmetic. Am I missing something? Okay, so I did not see my character, like, get the effect on it when I picked up Dragon Disciple, but, oh, I guess it does mean that I did get it. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, here is the anniversary. So that's the anniversary quest. It's the same quest we've done. Let's take a look and see if there's any new stuff here. My biggest complaint last year for the 18th anniversary reward was that there was no unique 18th anniversary reward. My understanding is that there is a unique 19th anniversary reward, so we're going to try to find it. So, and you can see what I'm talking about. Like, there's 17th anniversary. There's a bunch of gear. These team outfits, which is this is directly what I was saying to you guys the other night when I was saying I submitted an idea to SSG for a Twitch drop. My idea for the Twitch drop was that they make this exact team outfit. It consists of 3 pieces, and instead of saying blue anniversary team outfit, it basically says like Twitch. Like DDO Twitch outfit, and it's whatever color they decide to make it something, but it would be basically another reskinned color of this team outfit, because this team outfit's pretty cool. We got it was like 16th anniversary. It was a few years ago, so like it was in the middle or at the end of the pandemic, so like the mask that you get for this team is actually like a mask. But they're pretty cool though. Like, I used the silver one on Sarlona. It's pretty good. So here's those are the capes that go with it, and then there's just a whole bunch of other stuff. These celebration robes and armor are really good. They are worth going after if you collect stuff. A lot of us got the 15th anniversary one for free. Jewel of the Dragon, I can tell you guys, hopefully everybody, this is an opinion, right? They basically auto-tuned the actress who does our kobold voice on the dragon jewel, but they auto-tuned her so much it sounds awful. Like, so I'm not a fan, even though I love dragons and I'm a fan generally. And I like this actress. The way that they did this doesn't sound good. I would love for them to redo this because I think it has a really good like lore wise it would be really cool. So at moral like end of the story is that her kobold gem is still I think one of the best in the game, if not that's my favorite one. So all of these cloaks are really cool. If you are affiliated with any of those houses, like an Earl player, those are worth getting. All this gear is really good, by the way. If you haven't seen this event before, you'll find something in here that will help your gameplay out. Now, are they going to change your life? Probably not. But, you know, like Stunning, Intimidate, Whirlwind, Ward, pretty good, decent enough. Depending on what you're playing, if you are doing like a Stunning Fist or something, or Dragon Lord, yeah, all right, sure. These are pretty niche gloves. I haven't really figured out a build to use them. I'm sure somebody has one though. And I think if you play a Warforged, this is a pretty decent docent. I like the way this armor looks, but I've never used it. I don't usually use actual armor on my builds. I did collect some of these forum posts, though. Like, these are pretty cool. And the cookies, I haven't used any of these cookies. I think this is new. Fortification, Fortitude. Okay. I mean, I don't feel like I need to rush out and get any of this stuff. Like, I don't think I need quality fortitude. I guess you could make, if you had like a no-fail, you could use that on a build. If you had like a no-fail fortitude, which you can get in epics. Yeah, this one here, Sentient Gem of the Kobold. I think that's the best. Next to the Black Razor. Kevin Head, good to see you. This is also pretty cool. This commemorative Stormreach G12. It basically is it's a teleport. So this is good to pick up if you don't have one of the Sharn passes. This will allow you to teleport to the marketplace when you click it. So that's worth farming. Are these eternal flasks worth farming? So let's take a look and see. I don't think so. My understanding of these is that they're not, but we're going to actually read it right now and assess whether or not this is good. So this refills. So it's an ever filling. It's basically like a click. You click a drink and you drink coffee. And when you use it, you get a 100 festival bonus to your unconscious range. That's really good. You get a festival 10 bonus to intimidate, tumble, and you get 75% hate. So this is basically like a tank clicky if you wanted to like make sure that you aggro locked a boss. This looks like it would be pretty good. You get bonus to fortitude saves. All of those last for a minute and a half. So 90 seconds. The cooldown has 90 seconds. So that means that you can just spam it. So you can just keep this on. When it expires, your movement speed is reduced. Your dodge is reduced by 20. Your will saves and sleep versus sleep are reduced by 30. Your jump score is reduced by 40. You know, I have to be honest. I probably would not. And I can understand like a scenario where a tank grabs this because they want the bonus to intimidate. It's a festival bonus, so it will stack. So like there are some bosses that you have to get to this godly number, and so that's yet another way to get an extra 10 intimidate for free. But those are pretty severe negatives. So like I don't like the movement speed debuff. You're already moving slow as a tank probably. Dodge, you probably don't have a lot of dodge anyway because you're in heavy armor. You're probably using a tower shield. But dodge is really good stat to have, even like 1 or 2% of. So like the fact that you're getting reduced by 20 is probably going to put you negative. Will save versus sleep is no big deal because who cares? Like you get put to sleep and you wake right back up. And unless it was some like boss putting you to sleep and they could one shot you while you're asleep, that would be different. But the jump minus 40 can be super annoying and probably get you killed in certain situations. It doesn't look like they last that long. They last until you rest. So if you use this and you don't rest for an hour, you've got these debuffs on you for 1 hour. Or you can drink the coffee again. So basically, once you click one of these, you have to keep clicking it. So you would have to sort of assess what you were doing in the game and decide whether or not you wanted to take on the risk of using these flasks. I can't see anything here. Just looking at it, there's probably builds out there that can benefit from this stuff, but nothing is jumping out at me like, oh my god, that would be broken. Like, you're immune to rage effects, okay. 10% diplomacy, okay. I'm plus 10 diplomacy, plus 10 festival bonus to listen, 75% to hate reduction. Okay, hate reduction is good. Melee and ranged attack, so if you were like an inquisitive build, this would be good for you. For when you pop your like fusillade or something like that. Bonus to will saves. But I mean, is that going to make or break you as a DPS? No, not at all. So I'm not sure I really like these. Is there a caster one? There's plus 10 jump, spellcraft, balance, benefit of blur. That's not even, I mean, this is a min level 5, so like having blur at level 5 is good. Having it in low heroics is good, but really once you get into epics, you want something like lesser displacement at least. Blur just isn't enough because most people do R1 and most of the blur effects are lost in R1. Festive bonus to will saves versus sleep, 25% to rune arm recharge rate. Yeah, I don't really use your rune arms, but I'm sure if you did, maybe 25% is enough to make this worth using. But there isn't like a okay, if you're doing like a caster nuke build, that a coffee clicky that I would say pick up. None of those. Oh, it's something else that I should probably mention. Like if you pick up these rose-colored glasses and you put them on, the idea that I originally heard about these goggles, where you put them on and the game looks like it did in 2006, but that's not true. It basically, I think it caps your level at 10. Now, I'm not sure if you can quest, though, like that. I don't know if you can put on those goggles and quests and everything is at level 10. But you can try it out. But basically, those goggles made the news because they used to have, if you would buy them and turn them into points for your weapon, they used to give you a ton of points on the weapon, and they were really cheap to get. So that's why, like, if you heard about them, you probably heard about them. But they have since fixed that. So that's no longer the case. So what should we do? I kind of want to look at monk. Let's do that, right? Let's make a monk and see like what a regular monk is like, looks like, and then probably a good idea would be to check out my thrower and see if it's dead or not. Oh, you know what else we need to do before we do anything different? We need to go to House P. I'm pretty sure I can get the free reward by talking to the genie. So I want to take a look and see. It's supposed to be a scarf. So I'm wondering if it's going to look anything like the Hardcore Season 1 scarf. Hopefully the picture looks good and you guys can hear me. Yeah, so I should be able to talk to this dude. I can get a buff. So I got the Discovery Boost buff. That gives me a 10% bonus to getting named loot from chests and ordinary loot. And this buff lasts for 6 hours. That's massively great. I want to see them do more buffs like that. And then here's the scarf. Awesome. It is. It's exactly the same. Oh, that is so awesome. You know, I mean, I wouldn't complain, SSG, if you see this video of you guys retroactively including an 18th anniversary cloak, because we didn't get a reward for the 18th. So, like, and this is an awesome, awesome, awesome reward. I absolutely love the scarf cloaks. I think they're great. I wear the season 1 hardcore one on my main. That looks really, really cool. Super cool. So anybody can grab this, by the way. Just log in. You don't have to be, you can be level 1. You just have to talk to this genie, and I'm pretty sure you can pick up a cloak on every character that you make. Crazy Whist, good to see you. Hand Like Feet, good to see you. Hope you guys are having a good night. Yeah, let me know. You guys can hear me, I hope. So you're doing gibberish? That's cool. I want to get to an area where there's actual light so I can see if there's anything on the back of this cloak, but for some reason the my lantern pet doesn't give out any light, unironically, and then there, for some reason, this House Fjarlin is kind of dark, so we'll come back here. I'm going to switch to the market because I think it'll be lighter there. Yeah, look at this, dude. This is kind of like the cloak of Saruman. It's like a cloak of many colors. It's shifting like based on where I am. So like now it looks like green or teal, right? But like depending on where I go, like now it looks like a lighter green. And then if I go into a dark shadow, that looks like kind of like an aqua. Now, this could just be my monitor and the way I have my colors set up. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing any of the weird colorations that I'm seeing, but yeah, it's a hard to define color. I would say it's probably like a like teal, maybe, or like a sea green. We're gonna go to the top deck of the ship. See, in that light right there, that looked like sea green. Yeah, see this, right? Like that looks like sort of like a sea green. Maybe like a light blue, because think about that's probably real teal, like, or jade. No, that's a little bit lighter. It's cool though, right? It doesn't look like there's any writing on the scarf. It just is a, you know, it doesn't say 19th anniversary on it or anything, which is too bad. Like on the hardcore one, they gave us the little skull and then the season 1 was on there. So they certainly could have put a 19 on here. And which is why I said the first second I saw this was like, oh, they definitely could introduce another color with an 18 on it. Like that would be cool. It'd be a good way to make sure that there is a reward for every year, because think about the reason that they're doing these anniversary rewards is to celebrate us. It's to basically say, hey, you guys have been playing the game for 20 years, even though the celebration is for the game itself. Like, yeah, we've been around for 20 years. It's technically 19 years, right? But it was in beta testing 20 years ago. So like, it's an overall party for everyone, but it's also really cool to, like, you know, for the players who have been in every year. So same thing over in Lotro. Like the great thing about the Lotro rewards is you get this frame and you get one for every year. So you can click on like these weird effects on your frame for whatever year it is. And they have different effects too for other things that aren't related to the years, but every year. So it just, if somebody joins your party and they have a specific frame, you know, oh, well, this person, that account, like I know that's a 15-year frame. That's a 15-year-old account. I know that person, that maybe that person hasn't played for 15 years, but the account has been around forever. So Like I played Lotro since the beginning, so you know I have whatever it's going to be this year, 18-year anniversary event or something like that. The tokens are no long. I no longer have any of the tokens. And then can you renew the buff? Yes, it looks like you can just come here, just keep getting the buff over and over. Can I get another scarf? No, it's on this tune. I think I can log into another tune and get another one if I wanted, which is probably a good thing to do if you want to like save cosmetics for other characters. If you play multiple alts, pick up a couple copies of this and just keep them on an alt or in your shared bank or something. Super cool. That's great. I'm not going to do the anniversary reward unless you guys want me to. You guys want me to do the anniversary reward? Oh, did I shut off what's her name? I did. Okay. Looks good.
The coin lords raise a glass to you as you enter the grand ballroom.
The interesting thing about this is that all of these NPCs have something to do with the lore of the game. So if you were someone who enjoyed this kind of stuff, if you know all the different quests and content, you come over here and talk to each one. And you know, like Salimus and Talbrun, they're from Korthos. There's a lot of people who have various like impacts on different things that you've done, and then you'll also see different developers. Some of them I've never heard of before. Obviously, like Kodog, I don't know who that is. I haven't heard that name before. So I think some of them here are also included, even if they don't work for them anymore. My understanding is if they were impactful years ago. Here's Fred, who I think secretly is the Emperor from Baldur's Gate 3. And if you think about the lore, the canon ending for the Emperor in Baldur's Gate 3, without giving away any spoilers, completely would allow him to escape to Eberron and be living under an assumed name. And they kind of played on that by making him interested in romance, because in Baldur's Gate 3 you can romance him. So that's pretty cool. So this stuff here this is all related to like the Myth Draenor. That's a really cool looking character right there. And I like that outfit. Yeah, I kind of wish that they made a lot of these outfits that we see on these people available to us, because some of them are really cool. Like, I think people would want to run around in Fred's robe. I might be crazy to say that, but I know they gave us this thing for one of the hardcores, but like this robe that he's wearing is super cool. I need to find what I'm supposed to be doing in here. All right, that's the beginning. So I'm pretty sure I have to go into these side rooms and fight the dev, whatever dev is here.
Harbor Master Zin motions for you to stop. The kobolds have taken over the chapter house. No one is allowed back there until we get the situation under control.
Okay. So I can't go in there yet. The Mighty Cube, I don't know who that is. I've never heard of that person, but it's cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. So the bunch of different newspapers, and you can read them. I like when they do stuff like that. Sometimes I like to play and just read all the lore and stuff. All right, that's the exit. So I managed to go back to Scrag again. Yeah, it's been a few years since I've run this because I don't really need anything from it. So I'm obviously doing it in the wrong order. Like, I'm not sure where the first fight is. These are all dragons, by the way, from Arganesson. So Archetype is I'm not 100% sure, but I think Archetype is the white dragon from Korthos. It's either her or it's her mate. Like, but I know that is one of them. The truthful one, he's from Gianthold, right? Vela is obviously Vela is like the first dragon raid boss that we got. Oh, and there's Sidoni. Yeah, so this is like an Arganesson Sinvala. Like, these are all dragons sitting around here. I kind of have hoped over the years that they would give us a quest pack that would go to Arganesson, because Arganesson is off limits to the mortal races in Eberron. Like, only the dragons can go there. So if you were to go there, they would kill you instantly. But I think it would be cool. Same idea with the Mournlands. Like, they did give us a quest in the Mournlands, but technically, any living thing that goes into the Mournlands is supposed to dissolve and die because of the weapon that was used.
You spot an unexpected figure among the party guests. Your old nemesis, Malicia. What is the succubus doing at an event like this? You see a perfectly ordinary door.
Right, this is where we need to go. Right? That's where we need to go eventually.
Something about this area feels strange to you.
Going to grab the collectibles. Okay, we found a skeleton. There should be a dev hanging out back here, though. Right? Yeah, there's somebody. There it is, right there.
The creature emits a guttural groan and collapses.
I'm looking for Severling, Cordovan, and Steel Star. It's weird, right? They gave us a quest to kill the devs. Okay, we just got flimsy firewood. I thought that, yeah, I need to get to that giant room. Kind of... I think part of, like, didn't they redo Party Crashers? And maybe because they redid Party Crashers, the layout is changed, and now I'm just not familiar with this new layout because it literally just launched. So I'm wondering if it affects this quest as well. I'm kind of thinking it did. Okay, 2 Steel Star. Here we go.
An impressive Warforged turns to face you.
Okay,
There
yeah.
you are. Good. I've been dying to try this out.
So even though I'm doing it 5 levels over, it's like considered normal, so it's not super difficult. We're going to hit the mysterious fountain. Alright, that's good. Earth affinity is really good. Now I'm doing extra acid damage. Steel Star. I thought that I got Steel Star. Guess he must have vanished.
The Warforged clatters to the ground, but the head somehow continues speaking. Still a few problems with this build. I know. Next time I'll try a different rune arm, or maybe a crossbow.
Pretty cool. They're trying out different builds on players. It'd be pretty cool if they did that. That's a restroom. That's cool.
The group at the nearby table looks familiar. Perhaps you met them in a tavern somewhere.
I'm pretty sure these people right here are from the intro video for the quest, for this game. Like if you watch, like I used this video for one of my videos that I made for YouTube. So it's a bunch of people sitting around looking at a map in a bar at the beginning when this game first launched. It's not nice because they've never actually used those people, so it's good to see that they're there. Yeah, it looks like they redid the layout of Party Crashers completely, so that's why I'm not like used to how this is laid out. This is all different.
A dark figure beckons to you. "Welcome," he cries cheerfully as he raises his weapon.
Okay, I'm going to introduce Cordovan to my Heart Guardian. He's going to help me out. I'm going to break these statues and try to stay out of his, that blade barrier that he put down. Oh, they have a dead magic zone in here. That's super cool. It looks like they basically modernized this quest. That's good to see. Very cool. Yeah, right? This room is completely different. Like, this is really cool. So, I'm going to have to make a new guide for Party Crashers because it looks like the layout to this has changed. I'm only missing one, right? Where is it? Alright, that's Steel Star. That's the restroom. Lady Sarah James. I'm not quite sure where she's from. I would imagine Sharn somewhere, right? Oh, Foxpaw. Yeah, that's one of the gatekeepers. Harbor Master Zin.
The harbor master nods at the door. "The kobolds are back there. Maybe you can do something with them."
Yeah, but I don't want to go until I've got all the bosses. Right? So I need to find Sev. I think they should have a table with streamers. Right? Make like a really ugly, dorky NPC that looks like me and sit it at a table with a bunch of other streamers.
A figure sits brooding on a throne, surrounded by skulls.
Dev is using 2 bastard swords? Bro. That's cool.
The vanquished warrior gives you one last defiant look. Next time, it won't be so easy.
I mean, that's a cool throne, right? Like, if they give us player housing, I think that they should, like, that should be a deco that you can put in your house. That's really cool. And they could do things like these paintings. They give us player housing. There's so many assets that they can give us. Like, who wouldn't want all these different paintings for your house? Like, it's super cool. All this weird stuff if you wanted to build like a garden in your house. I think there's a lot of room for them to do something like that. All right, so we're done with this. And now we need to go to the harbor master. Which way is he? He's right there. Okay. And so this should be laid out
Kobolds
as...
rally around a bonfire,
I remember.
yipping and chanting.
Kobolds here before peoples! Kobolds, take back Stormreach!
Obviously, like, if you were farming this stuff, you'd want to do it super fast. So it's probably better to do it in a group. I'm taking, like, a long time to do this quest. Yeah, we might as well get all the chests. I haven't really, like, looked through all this stuff. So we'll see what's in here. Alright, it's just random junk. I don't think there's any named loot.
The kobolds have transformed the chapter house into an armed camp.
Kobolds not welcome at your party? Then kobolds not welcome you here!
So I have an idea. I wrote up like a holiday event themed for Festivus for DDO that involves kobolds of waterworks in a story that's like sort of related to this one a little. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it since it's highly unlikely that they would take it and actually use it, but I think it's cool enough that like I want to give it out to the community and, you know, see if people like it and could use it if they wanted to. That needs to be knocked. I'm not going to worry about it because it's just a random. I thought if I got rid of those mobs that might open, but it didn't, so. If I had a knock wand, that would probably work.
Kobold shamans mock you from above.
You not like kobolds here? Now you know how kobolds feel when you go in their sewers! Kobolds never forget!
The good thing though about my the festival kobold thing that I wrote for DDO is like it totally would jive with if they wanted to add like a playable kobold shaman. Oh, look at this, I'm getting a mist. Pretty cool. I don't think they're ever going to actually give us like a playable kobold, but it would jive with that.
Kobolds scamper through the seats of the darkened theater.
Dark, oh my lord, lead kobolds!
They cry.
Dark, oh my lord, make kobolds great!
I don't want to hurt the little kobolds. I like the kobolds. I kind of think we should just get rid of the ogres and then the little kobolds, like, thank us and run away.
A pair of kobolds peer down an open trapdoor.
You go down! You lost it!
Says one to the other.
Bad things down there. Stinky things. You go. I don't want to run.
Yeah, like some of these devs I've never heard of. So I think that they were here for a long time. Oh, we need that key. Yeah. All right, I've got the key.
Not like this. Not like this.
You spot the new dark overlord of all the kobolds standing atop the throne. It's none other than your old friend Jeets.
Okay, Jeet's the pervert.
Jeets thinks that
Wants me to
becoming a
go
dark
get his
overlord will
girlfriend.
win over Melicia's heart.
Yeah. Let's
You'll
go.
need to enlist her help if you want to save the addled halfling from himself.
Yep, we've got some simping halfling who wants to goon over you. Where are you? She was right here. Oh, see, this is the thing. They changed this layout. I forget what room she was in now. I think maybe it's this room over here. Completely forget what room she was in. I have a feeling I'm going in circles. I should probably actually look at the map. All right, so this is the entrance. Yes. All right, she's not up there, but she might be over there, right? Yes, she's right here. Okay. All right, I need your help.
Oh, all right, sighs Melicia. I'll help you with your pathetic little friend. Now to return to Jeets and delve inside his mind.
All right, that's the wrong way. I have to go back to Jeets. Is there anything? No, there's nothing in here. It's just like a hot tub. Can we get into the ordinary door? This is where I need to go, pretty sure. Yeah, it's right here.
Melicia uses her arcane powers to open a pathway leading into the mind of Jeets. It's very clear what's on Jeets's mind. Melicia is not amused. The dark form recoils from your assault.
Oi, this won't do at all. A good stiff dose of the bad stuff will keep me in top form.
The dark overlord seems to be
That was a
weakening.
good attempt at that
I know
actor's
what
voice.
you're trying to do, but the bad thoughts, they're too strong.
All right, that's it. So we earned 13 party favors for doing that. So if you want, yeah, it's like you have to do the quest like 30 times to get the kobold gem or something like that. Whatever the actual math is. It's more than a few times. It looks like there's a lot of people doing this though, so that's really cool. All right, so that covers the anniversary stuff. Whether or not I decide to like farm for something, I'm not sure, but I'm digging the cloak. I think it's cool. There it is in the light. You can see it's kind of like a sea green. If somebody were to say like sea foam green, something like that. It's like a light teal, not actual teal though. It's more green.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world hid, there is no knowing. Hey la, la 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 la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la 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 la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la, we love games. Hunting old crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark. So rest and embark. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp.